I'm shaving my hair.
In Britain, a growing number of parents are taking the bold decision to raise their kids without rules.
Total freedom, let them be kids. They don't need to learn how to read and write at 5 or 6.
Better to not have any rules. No rules means you can do whatever you want.
But what happens when there's no bedtime, no boundaries, and even no school?
Shit.
I just decided, you're not going back to school tomorrow. And he just went, yes!
This no-rules approach is gaining momentum. And every year, thousands of new parents are taking their kids out of school.
I was just like, oh my gosh, they're all crazy. Like, what are they doing?
Could these kids be happier, more independent, and better equipped for life than the rest of us?
There's too much namby-pambying about, there's too much pussyfooting around everything.
Or are they playing a dangerous game with their kids' futures?
I did light myself on fire.
Then how do they learn boundaries when they go into a workplace or a social situation?
It used to be this kind of subculture travellers, It's not. It's normal people realising, God, what a better way of life.
11 a.m. on a school day morning in Yorkshire. On a normal street is a household different to all the others. The Rawnsley family have ripped up the parenting rulebook and are rebelling against the system.
Don't drop it though, will you?
Parents Gemma and Lewis have 7 kids they're bringing up without rules. Their first step was to opt out of a traditional education and not send their kids to school.
What does a childhood like this give kids?
Independence, freedom, the ability to think for themselves, freedom to just go, yeah, you know what, I want to make this decision. I can do it because my parents are going to let me do it. Whether or not it's the right one might be like, they might do it and then realise, oh, I've hurt myself because I've decided to hit myself with a hammer.
What do you learn in your house?
Well, we learn how to make fires, how to make fences. Don't squat my pants. Right. It's just really fun because our parents aren't like other parents that are really strict.
Mum Gemma works from home as a mobile hairdresser.
Mum?
Yeah?
Can I do my own hair?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
I want to shave it.
All right then. Flick that down.
Yep.
And you just need to flick your hair over to one side.
Have you always let your kids make decisions about their own hair?
Yeah, for one thing, I don't think some parents even understand themselves why they won't let the kids cut their own hair, because it's kind of ingrained in you that you have this ownership over your children. But really, we shouldn't see it like that. It's not about owning your children.
That means it's working. What are you doing? Shaving my head off.
My fundamental purpose in life is to raise happy, healthy children. I make sort of calculated risk decisions, so if something might seem dangerous to someone else, I might look at it and go, okay, maybe it has risk attached, but the benefits are that they learn responsibility and they know that I trust them, they learn skills. Rather than just filling the head with knowledge that they've got to remember and write down on a piece of paper, you're giving them motor skills that will sort of stay with them for the rest of their lives.
Mum, what do you think?
Let's have a look. Oh my gosh, you'd think I'd done it. That's amazing. You're like a professional.
Look at it.
Would you let your kids cut their hair?
Probably not. I don't know. I'd just worry that she'd cut herself, that's all.
Yeah.
The vast majority of British kids go to school, but in the last 2 years, there's been a 65% increase in parents deregistering their children from the system. It appears more families are rejecting the traditional way of bringing up kids and embracing rule-free households. In Salisbury lives mum Jenna and her 3 sons.
Careful.
None of them go to school.
It's not too hot yet, just in case we get some splashback. Oh, you're going to try it? Because you must have seen me do that. Oh, you can't eat rice uncooked. It's not ready. Yeah.
With her husband working away, Jenna makes all of the parenting decisions.
So what are the days like in your house?
I don't really structure our days. We've got things in the week that are the same, like Archie's basketball, Archie's drum lesson. I think certain things like mealtime and bedtimes give them security. They know what's what. But other things, I don't think it's important.
When you have your own family, Archie, do you think you'll do it the same way as your mum and dad?
Would like to be like mum.
You would or wouldn't?
Would.
Oh, that's nice. You know, you keep them alive every day, and you make sure they feel love and security. I think that's it. And I think there's lots of other things that different families find important. But ultimately, if a child's being loved and they feel secure and they're being kept safe, I don't think there is. Oh, and they're being kept safe. Ah! Daddy would be really upset if he saw how much water was going onto the floor. That he says, "Don't get water on the floor." Yeah, he would.
Do you not feel the need to tell them off at this stage?
Well, no, because he's not even 2 yet. He's just playing. He doesn't realise that he hasn't been naughty, has he? He's just been experimental. Well, he would know that he'd done something wrong and be mortally upset, wouldn't he? And then that's going to have a knock-on effect negatively, I think.
Be careful, because I hurt myself on there before.
Jenna wants her sons to have as much freedom as possible, so she's brought them a caravan to play in, stored on a neighbour's field.
Got a drum kit there, got speakers up here, TV, basketball hoop, just because I wanted one in here.
How much time do you spend here?
Quite a lot.
All by himself?
Yeah. I lived in here and bought my own food and stuff. And I had a job as well. But then I got fired.
Jenna made the decision to take Archie out of school 6 years ago, when she noticed a drastic change in her son's behaviour.
He was 7 and he was really depressed at school. He was very anxious going to school every day. He wasn't reaching the targets that they wanted him to reach, and the way they handled it was just horrendous for a child of that age to be worrying so much. I just decided, you know, you're not going back to school tomorrow. And he just went, yes! First of all, I tried to mirror school. I was like, right, this is our plan of what we're going to do this week, and we're going to do all these subjects. And I saw that he just had a block with reading and writing. So I decided that what he needed was to discover what his natural interests were, which has been drumming and everything else, to kind of build his confidence up.
Did you say your reading and writing levels are the same as everyone else your age?
No, not really. I just don't really like reading and writing anyway. It's just, if I need to write anything, I can just like speak into my phone. That's the easiest bit.
It's a Tuesday afternoon in Yorkshire. And whilst most kids are in the classroom, the Raunsleys have free rein of the local park.
Got ya.
I just heard all the kids in the school. Is that a bit weird?
I'm not criticising people sending the kids to school by any stretch, but I do think to myself, it's a little bit like they're penned in there. and then these guys are just free, and I think that's the most important thing. But it's like every day for them is just like being a kid day. Like, I'm just gonna be a kid today. Do you know what I mean? It's just about being children, really.
As the sun sets, it's bedtime for other kids on the street. But for the Raunsleys, the night is still young. Gemma and Lewis let the kids make their own decisions. There's no bedtime and no rules on what you can and can't eat.
What are you getting?
It's like ice cream. Tasty ice cream.
Late night snack?
Yes. Little tiny marshmallows. Mum, look at this, Mum.
It's 20 to 11. 20 to 11 on a Tuesday night. So the kids are still up. Listen, I've got work to do. So yeah, it's going to be a long night.
Do you like them having the feeling of freedom?
Yeah, it should be. You know, as an adult, you get to choose when you want something to eat. You know, if you're hungry, you go get something, so why can't they?
This new style of parenting has given the kids a rare freedom. But one member of the family is starting to crave a more structured lifestyle.
I'm just putting away clothes that got wet yesterday because we were having a water fight.
Your clothes are very organised.
Well, there's my clothes, which are these, and then all my pants are down here, then all Phoenix's are here. It's in my nature for things to be tidy.
Finley's made a big decision. He wants to go to school.
Yeah, I think I'd like to go to school. I think I'll really enjoy it. I'd like to go because of all the friends there and the schoolwork as well. I actually enjoyed doing the schoolwork. I like it.
Sophie, Mummy said, I wonder who that can be. It can't be the milk.
Do you think rules are important?
Yes. I think rules are important. Like if there was no rules, there'd be no government. It's squirty cream. Look, you do this. That's good.
The Raunsleys are part of a growing number of parents who are raising their kids without rules. Chef Lewis and hairdresser Gemma juggle the childcare. Today, Gemma has a packed day of work, so she's leaving Lewis alone with the 7 kids.
Woohoo! See you, suckers.
But change is coming to the Raunsley house. Finley will be attending school in a few weeks' time. Dad Lewis is struggling with the idea.
So I feel we've got probably a very close and intimate relationship with the kids because we're such a big family unit. You know, this is our tribe, this is our family, and you know, this is how it should be. That's how I feel anyway. I don't feel like we should ship 2 of them off, or 3 or 4, 5, 6 of them off to school every day for somebody else to teach them how to live their life and to be brought up in a world, you know, and they're our kids and, you know, we should raise them. So I feel very strongly about that, really.
Despite Lewis's concerns, the parents have agreed to a 3-day trial before the kids commit to a new regime.
Brace yourselves.
Finley is looking forward to the change that school may bring.
I just like the way that you get up early and do all your stuff. And go to classes on at a certain time and wake up at a certain time. Because I'm the kind of person who likes to wake up early and do schoolwork. Because I feel like I'm wasting the day if I wake up late. And when I do schoolwork, I feel proud of myself afterwards. Because I feel like I've achieved something.
Since Finley's announcement, his big sister Sky has also decided she'd like a place in the school trial.
Hey.
As the only 2 girls, Pearl and Sky have always been close. And Pearl's not so keen on the idea.
Why are you doing that trial? And how do you feel?
I just want to know what it's like to do school. But I'm not actually going to do school.
You don't want to go to school, but you're going to try.
Yeah. I might go and love it, and I might go and hate it. It might be. I'm excited and I'm also scared as well. Like all my nerves are kicking in.
At first, when I found out, I was really upset. When I found out she was going to school, and I was crying.
Why?
Because I don't want my sister to leave.
In Lewis's opinion, educating his kids at home has always been the better option.
Stuff like this, like the kids are helped build these boxes, the kids will help do jobs, not as in like just vacuuming, washing up and stuff like that, but actually building stuff. Pearl helped me build the playhouse.
Was that similar to your upbringing?
No, my upbringing was boring. There wasn't anything which stands out in my childhood where I go, oh wow, that was like awesome and unique. It was just, yeah, kind of standard 9 till 5 stuff. Go to school, come home, have your tea, do your homework, play for a little bit, go to bed. That was it. In bed at a certain time, up at a certain time. So I just rebelled against all that.
The teenage years are a testing time for most families. But for Jenna, who's trying to raise her children without rules, there's no blueprint, and it's a step into the unknown.
If we have a civil war at any time soon, I'm going to feel quite protected. He's got a really good shot.
Where would you draw the line? Would you let him play with guns?
Yeah, I think I would with Archie, because Archie's very responsible. So yeah, I mean, I would trust Archie with most things, but like, I would never just go, well, there's a gun, go and play. It'd be like, all right, well, let's see how this works, and I wouldn't just let him pop into town with his gun.
13-year-old Archie is given free rein to do what he wants, when he wants. But his lack of formal schooling has caused issues within the family.
What? What now?
Grandad Mick doesn't agree with his daughter's approach and has insisted on paying for Archie to have a private tutor.
It was his idea. I think he likes it because he knows that I'm getting proper lessons.
What's he worried about?
That I'm not learning enough.
Are you worried about that?
No. Get to learn cool things like this. Oh, damn.
What?
Didn't do the L before the U.
Now you can see why he's having English lessons. Was it supposed to be an L?
Yeah, club.
You got...
It was, but I forgot to put the L in. I just went straight to the U.
I'm a traditional dad. Oh, I'm just a traditional man. I'm 66, and I grew up where I went to school, and I have a Sunday roast every Sunday with a pudding that's got custard because I'm a traditionalist. So my tradition is that the kids go to school. Now, when Jenna told us that wasn't going to happen with Archie, we fell out big time. Yeah, oh yeah, we fell out big time. She knows that we don't agree with it, but Jenna, she gets her head on something and that's it. I mean, she just loves her kids, but she's not too great with the discipline.
In Yorkshire, it's playtime as normal for the youngest of the Rawnsley's 7 children. But the eldest, Finley and Skye, have other things on their minds. In 2 weeks, they'll be attending school for the 3-day trial.
Shall I bring you back a school uniform?
If the kids enjoy the experience, Gemma has agreed that they can attend full-time in September. She's brought them into town to buy their new uniforms.
Finley, let's get a blazer on you. You actually like smart clothes, though.
I have a blazer.
Yeah, you do. So I reckon, though, the school blazers will be even more restrictive than your regular blazer. It's like, keep in line, keep conformed.
You're not allowed to take your blazer off.
I know.
Unless, ask for permission. So.
That's it. I'm really red hot. Can I take my blazer off? I used to have to ask permission to go to the toilet at school. Yeah. What do you think?
I think it's a bit big, this one.
Look in the mirror if you want. There's a mirror in the changing room just there.
Think it's a bit big?
Maybe.
Should we try a smaller one on? Come try a smaller one on then. Like, I keep swaying between, do I want you to go, don't I? Do I want you to go, don't I? I can see pros and cons for both of them, but then I keep reminding myself it's not actually my choice, and that's quite scary. Because what if ultimately I decide, oh, I really don't want him to go, and you do go? That's it, they're gone. So it is a bit, it's just, I feel really emotional about letting yous go. It's natural.
I actually quite like putting it on. It's quite fun. Can I try on everything?
Yeah.
So
Look at this, you're already changing.
So I can just look.
Finley, are you in there? Are you in there? I'm looking at Finley now, and it'll make me so proud watching him set off to school on a morning. But then I swear the other way, and I'm like...
Let's go out for the day, Finn.
My socks are all I have left. Individuality.
You started before me! You can't do that!
Back home, younger siblings Phoenix and Pearl are quizzing the local school kids.
Is there a lot of rules in your house?
Not standing on the table and not taking pens upstairs.
And if you spill your drink on the table, then
you have to clean it up.
Yeah, and then you have to drink in the kitchen. So what time do you go to bed then?
Jasmine has to go to bed after Emmerdale, and I have to go to bed after Coronation Street. And we don't there.
We only get to do boring stuff.
Is it nice to maybe make friends with them?
Maybe.
No.
Maybe. No.
Why not?
Seem like weirdos. They definitely have much more rules than our family does.
Why do you think some parents have so many rules?
Because they're worried that they'll get hurt. And then most of the time, most parents, the reason they send them to school is just because they can't be bothered taking care of them. But with our family, it's that we get to choose if we want to go to school or not, so it's different.
What do you think their life is like next door?
A bit weird.
They're quite different to us.
In what way?
Like, school is because they go to school at home, and we go to school at a real school.
And what would you guys do if you didn't go to school?
Just watch TV and
you
go
won't
on
learn
Netflix.
anything. Won't learn anything.
In the past, the idea of removing kids from school and structure was considered alternative. But now, in search of a better life, more mainstream families are giving it a go. Hall's home to Mum Vicky and Dad Mike.
Yeah. Let's be gentle, because if you eat it too hard, it might break, okay? Yeah, I know, but it'll break.
They have 3 kids, and they've recently decided to try removing the rules from their household.
It's 10. Okay? You don't slam, okay? High five.
Do you have a gentler way of kind of getting them to...
Yeah, because obviously that could have been like, stop that now. And then you get the point across, and he's locked himself in. But...
Earlier this year, they took 7-year-old Jessica out of school.
She was so sad and so upset every day. I was at the point with Jessica where I just kind of thought, you know what, I don't care if she never learns to read and write as long as she's happy.
Can't even open it.
Did you come up against a lot of opinions when you decided to make these choices?
Yeah, a lot of people kind of said, what are you doing? You can't do that. Are you allowed to do that? Is that even legal? Can you just take your children out of school? And pretty much everybody we told was kind of a bit bewildered, really, that you just write a letter and then the education's your responsibility.
In the UK, there's no law that obliges us to send our kids to school. Once a child is deregistered, they don't have to follow the national curriculum or take exams, so long as you give them an adequate education. So, what you choose to teach your kid is largely up to you.
Who taught you to cook, Jessica?
Mike.
Vicky doesn't have many people around her that share her interest in no-rules parenting. So she relies on help from online communities.
Initially, I was just like, oh my gosh, they're all crazy, like what are they doing? And one of the big things that they do is they let the children have their hair however they want, and there was like little girls with shaven heads and things like that, which socially is kind of, everyone goes, oh no, but they looked so happy, and you could see in the faces how happy they was. But I think one of the main breaking points for us was that whilst we was trying for Delilah, we had 4 miscarriages, and it kind of makes you not appreciate the kids you have, but appreciate the time you have more. I just kind of said to Mike one day, I said, life's too short. We can't just go around doing the daily grind, 9 to 5, for nothing. Nobody's happy. And it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, I just woke up and typed the D-Reg letter and went in the next day, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I've actually like wrote this. And I was sat there and I was like, do I take it in or do I post it? And I didn't have the guts to actually take it in myself, so we stuck it through the letterbox. And then me and Jessica ran away from the letterbox really quick and was like, that's it, it's done. And we came home and we sat on the sofa and we did nothing for the rest of the day, and it was great.
Vicky wants to give the kids free rein to learn at their own pace and make their own decisions. Ex-soldier Mike is less comfortable with the idea.
I think it's still got to be a level of structure.
Well, it's still
this is
not
what I'm
guided.
always about. It's always got to be a level of structure. It's got to be, all right, it's wrong to do that. Or, no, don't beat your sister over the head with that bat. That's going to hurt. You know, there's a limit to yes parenting.
I think it's guiding rather more than...
Yeah, well, a child still needs to understand that you are the parent and they are the child. And when you say something, it's for a reason. There's still a boundary. You can't just go, run free, destroy everything. That's feral children. We are feral children?
Yeah, we are feral
we
children.
We are feral children.
It's an unusual early start for Finley and Skye in Yorkshire. Today, they'll be starting their 3-day school trial.
Finley! Good morning.
Morning, darling.
How are you doing?
Good. Hi.
You're gonna go get showered?
Morning, Finley.
Morning.
We don't usually do time management. We just kind of normally just get up and just start doing stuff. 7:15, we're gonna leave in an hour.
If all goes well, they'll be attending full-time in September.
Please deliver distance. Thank you. Right, I'll get my chair and my hair straighteners.
Skye, you look terrified.
Like I thought I might be excited, but I'm quite scared. Nervous. I'm all dressed in my school outfit.
You look very smart.
Thank you.
How do you feel?
A little bit excited and a little bit scared, but I think I'm gonna do fine.
Look at you. Oh, it just didn't seem real to me before, but now I've realised they could actually go. I'm losing them.
I don't want Skye to go to school.
Oh, darling. You spend a lot of time together, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Just going to let you know, Jem, it's only 25 to, so you've only got 10 minutes.
Oh, right, okay.
So I need to speed up a bit.
Right.
Good works. Thank you.
Do I get a smile? Oh, that's lovely.
Right, have fun, guys.
That's got to come out. Have pieces in school. Go on in.
Well, it's like taking homeschooling out my nose.
I worry about them just becoming bog standard human beings who lose their good ethics and morals that I've put into them, and who get into bad habits and bad ideas, choosing to smoke or, you know, look at pornography on like people's mobile phones, or, you know, I'm worried about them being me led down the wrong path that I don't want them to go down. But at the end of the day, they've still got to go out there and make their own choices. So, but yeah, I do feel a bit worried about that.
For decades, parenting gurus have told us that boundaries are vitally important. But now a new wave of parents are turning their backs on discipline and prioritising freedom.
We're here!
Newbies Vicky and Mike are almost a year into no rules parenting. They're visiting their friends Joanne and John for a barbecue. The men have known each other since their time in the military. They now work shifts together delivering furniture. John's struggling to understand the idea of no rules parenting.
But like,
Mate,
for
you
anything,
want to stay up until 10 o'clock?
just let them do anything that they want.
Yeah.
It's like a teenager's paradise,
Yeah,
isn't
but
it?
the thing is, though, in life you can't do what you want, can you? So how does that work? Because once you get...
But then how do they learn boundaries?
Yeah.
When they go into a workplace or a social situation.
I'd be completely out of my comfort zone if I had that level. I would. I'd actually, it would make me feel sick, I think, and John would be the same.
If a situation comes up and it needs some sort of discipline, how are you going to handle that?
Ask me, don't ask me.
Don't ask you, why? Don't you do discipline?
No, I don't, no.
Don't you do it? See, I'm more in the school of the put it down parenting. No, put it down. Get off that.
Mike and Vicky's style of parenting, does it terrify you?
I think it's just having that like flexibility. I think I would worry, like if I was doing what you're doing, I'd worry, you know, am I teaching the right things? Am I missing out on the socials side, I guess? I don't know.
Well, the social side, she's got like the best social life ever. She goes out more than I do. You know, she's at different clubs all the time. We go rock climbing, horse riding, ice skating, and it's all with...
Does she make friends with people?
Oh yeah, I'd say if anything, she's got better friends now than she did when she was at school because she can choose who she wants to be friends with. So...
In Salisbury, concerned Grandad Mick has organised weekly English lessons for 13-year-old Archie, who hasn't been to school in 6 years.
Hey,
Hi.
nice to see you. Do come in.
The storm was has great.
Has something. So let's just think about this word.
Great.
Do you ever worry that the decisions Jenna makes about parenting and schooling will hold Archie back?
We did have a big fear that, you know, he would get to 16 and if he couldn't read and write and do arithmetic, that would hold him back.
Rough. Cold. Light. Full. Rich. Strong.
So let's take the sound. Strong, well done. But he certainly is so much further along than where he was.
Good.
I mean, reading, the putting together of words, he really struggled at first.
Yeah, but
so no, we're really pleased with how he's getting on.
All right. In another year, then he...
Oh, I would hope so. In another year, yes, he'll be reading where he should be for his age.
Is that quite a weight off your mind?
Yes, knowing that, you know, now that he can read and write, you know, maybe not as well as he should, but this time next year, he should have caught up to where he would be. That's all we ask, really. You know, Jenna carries on with her life teaching, and we can maybe get him learning some other things as well. Certainly not the life that we would, you know, have wanted her to lead, but, you know, she loves it.
It's lunchtime on Sky and Finley's first day at school. They've been allowed to film so they can share their experience with the family.
So this is after computing, and I'm just in the changing rooms eating a slice of toast. So this is my history room, and there's a statue thing there.
The rest of the kids are back home with Gemma.
Mind your fingers, won't you?
Always keep your fingers out of the way of the knife.
Despite the kids never going to school, she has taught them all to read and write.
Return
to the boil.
Yeah.
And cook.
Yeah.
Or for
Yeah.
9 to 11
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
She enjoys the freedom this lifestyle gives them.
It's incredibly liberating living like this, and it's been a real shock to the system going from going to school. Because we're now living two lives, so we're all kind of, all this is still going on as usual, and in the middle of it all we've got Sky and Finley. Yeah, but this kind of life where it's noisy and it's fun, this is what I love.
This is school hall. This is where we have dinner, just do boring stuff, like assemblies, I think.
Little sister Pearl is worried what school might mean for the family.
Sky's very unique, but I'm worried that she's gonna change. She might change in someone different, not being her.
In Salisbury, Jenna and the kids are visiting Grandad Mick.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, mate.
No kisses today.
All right, boys.
For the last few months, Mick's been paying for Archie to have weekly English lessons.
Did I tell you I was talking to his teacher, I forget her name now, and she said that he's come on since he started having the lessons.
Yep.
He's come on leaps and bounds. I spoke to the lady about maths as well.
Yeah, he said.
So we'll see.
But I'm a little bit concerned, Dad, because we're going to be leaving, and I don't know how often he'll be able to go.
Oh right, yeah.
The sessions may need to go on hold, as Jenna wants the family to travel around Europe.
You say, you're going, you're travelling.
Yeah.
When are you going and where are you going?
We've made a bit of a plan that we're going to go around the UK, go to Scotland and Wales, go and check out lots of places of interest. Then we can drive all around Europe, can't we?
But Mick's worried this extra step is going to affect more than his education.
He should be in town getting into trouble and
But what?
Because that's what teenage boys do. They come into town.
That's not necessarily what all teenagers do, though, is it?
I worry that Archie is 13 and he hasn't got 13 friends. If he went to school and mixed with other kids, that's one of my biggest things about this whole thing is the fact that Archie doesn't get the chance to meet other people.
You're basing that on your experience and your experience and your personality. And I was the same, and Dylan was the same. Archie wasn't.
Are you going to have to agree to disagree?
No, we just won't agree. And that's it, and all about it. We just won't agree, but that's okay.
But we're all right because we're used to it. We just believe differently. It's and that's fine.
All I wanted is for my kids to be happy, and she is, so that's good enough.
Okay. Whoa.
Finley and Sky are back from their first day at school.
Everyone's very subdued and tired. Look who it is. Look at the back, they've been to school. Look, there's aliens in the house. Do they smell different?
It was very different.
Do you miss your brother?
Honestly, no. That doesn't really bother me because I was only gone for 6 hours anyway. I don't really expect to be missed. Did anybody pick on you? No.
So are you going to follow in Finn's footsteps and go to school?
Actually, no. Not going to go. He'd be doing a lot of stuff, which he hates. He'll be supposed to not do that much stuff. He likes being a bit lazy sometimes.
Is that true? How is it different to home?
A lot more lessons, a lot more schoolwork,
It's not as chilled out as home. You have to wear a restricted uniform. It's nice. I enjoyed it. Like, I'd say there's 60% chance of me going to the school and 40% staying. So that's going to be interesting. Will I go or will I not?
In Hull, Mike's away working and Vicky's home alone with the kids. It's been nearly a year since she started experimenting with no-rules parenting, and today Vicky has agreed to let 7-year-old Jessica dye her hair.
At school, when you're at school, you can't have purple hair, and I went to school. When I was a teenager, I had my hair a variety of colours, and I think it broke my mum's heart a little bit that I ruined my hair.
Vicky's decision to take Jessica out of school was motivated by wanting to give her more opportunities in life.
Not many people do leave Hull. People kind of stay. And there is jobs, people do work, but they're very limited. There's a lot of factories here, a lot of offices, and people generally say, well, if they don't go to school, how are they going to know how to work in an office? And I think I don't want them to work in an office. Every day working for somebody else, they can start their own business or do something that excites them, that interests them. I want them to see stuff and see further than the Humber Bridge. Travel down the M62 and see what's out there rather than staying here for the rest of their lives.
How would you describe your family now compared to a year ago?
Happy. Just happy, literally happy. Everyone's settled, all the stress is gone. We're not worrying about going to school, we're not worrying about pack-ups, PE kits, homework. We're trying to get Jessica to read books that she didn't want to read because she didn't like reading. It's all just gone and we enjoy life now. It's easier. Do you like it?
I cannot.
What do you think Dad's going to say when he gets back from work?
What have you done to your hair?
Probably, yeah.
Mike's returned home after 4 days on the road working.
Hello, hiya. What are you doing to your hair? I love that. Yeah. No, we're not hugging Dad today. Jessica, what happened? Did you dip your head in loads of like purple juice?
No.
No? What did you do?
Mummy dyed it.
She dyed it?
Yes.
And whose idea was that? Was it your idea? I think it was, wasn't it?
No.
Yeah, it was.
No.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
It wasn't.
For Mike, life has changed dramatically over the last year. Although reluctant at first, he's now coming round to Vicky's way of thinking.
I think ultimately you just want your kids to be happy regardless of whatever they do. If they choose to work at the supermarket or they decide to go to university, well, once they're happy, what does it matter? What's the worst that could happen, you know? Or they're going to be more happy, or we're going to have more days out and more good fun, you know?
No.
How do you feel about it, Vicky?
It's like one less thing to worry about as such. We can like fully commit to freedom.
I think you stop moaning at me now.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I think it's all right.
It's 6 weeks since 12-year-old Finlay and 13-year-old Sky had their school trial. Today they're celebrating Wolf's first birthday. Peekaboo! Sky has decided school's not for her. Finlay has also come to a decision about their future.
I definitely think school isn't the right thing for me. I enjoyed making friends and socialising with people, and I liked some of the learning. But some of the learning, I felt like the bad side was some of the learning was pointless. It did bring structure, but it was just repetitive and I had to do it every day. And sometimes you need a break, but you just can't take a break. I like structure, but it's very restricted structure. You can't really do what you want. I enjoy being places like this, on beautiful days like this. This is what I enjoy, because I'd be at school today.
For Gemma, the experience has confirmed her belief in their way of parenting.
You've got to do what's right for you and your family. But my point in all this is I don't think a lot of people are doing what's right for them or their family. They're just kind of doing what their parents did or what their friends are doing. And it's like, what I would encourage people to do is just go, okay, what do we actually want for our family?
How do you feel about the kids not going to school?
I think it's the best thing ever. Like, school for me, it's like that constraint of like, got to be there at a certain time, got to be picked up at a certain time. So for me, personally, not going to school is a lot better. I'd rather have them all here together and we can look after them, we can raise them.
So what do you want to be when you're older?
I just want to be happy and free, really. Yeah, I want to live a happy life with my own family. Oh, my own family as well. Yeah. So are we done now?
Yeah.
Yeah, can I go?
Yeah, thanks, Ben.